Hello everyone, this is Rob with MMORPGcom. Welcome back for episode 3 of This Week in ESO. On this episode, we're going to talk about the NDA, Elder Scrolls Online Ask Us Anything Variety Pack 13, unveiling of the Imperial skills, our recently released content, and the contest we're currently hosting. On Saturday, Bethesda posted to their blog that the NDA was lifted for beta testers and they could finally share their experiences on the game. Immediately, you could see a shift in the perception of the game on our forums here at MMORPG.com. Once people could actually defend the game with facts against speculation, they finally started to figure out what it was all about. The entire NDA has not been lifted, however. Those testers that are in the long-term beta are still not allowed to stream the game, and Bethesda has asked them not to share the in-game experiences because they don't really want to ruin the story. However, there are sites out there where you can spoil it for yourself if you want already. They've also asked that the fans and media sites do not release any more footage, so that's why you're seeing reused footage on this episode. Have no fear, I'm sure this too will soon change, and when it does, I have a ton of content lined up for you. On Tuesday, the ESO team posted on their website the most recent AMA. In this update, they addressed a number of issues that were causing customers concern. The first question was one which I've seen in the comment sections of our videos here on MMO, and that is how many characters will each person have access to? The answer is 8. You will have 8 players per account. Another person asked, will I get the vanity pet on all of my characters? And this is an interesting answer. You will get one vanity pet, but you will get it for all of your characters. The reason being that you can have one vanity pet but across all of your characters is because you are going to share a bank between all of your characters. There's some positive and negative points with this system. First off, it's nice that you will not have to mail items between characters. It makes it that much easier to mule. If you have a mule, you can just put items in your bank and not have to mail them. Or you can put items in your bank on your main and then have your mule come and pull them out and empty your bank out for you. On the negative side, it cuts into the total amount of storage you have. I've seen people say that they're just going to make personal guilds have access to a guild bank, but keep in mind that you have to maintain a certain number of people in your guild in order to keep access to that guild bank. So it's not as easy as it sounds. There was also a question about the Imperial Collector's Edition. Would players have access to the Imperial race during Head Start? And the answer to that is yes. However, on the day of release, players will have to enter their actual physical code to maintain access to their account and those perks. If you purchase a digital edition through Bethesda, no further action will be required. Next, we're going to move on to the Imperial Perks. I'm not going to say the Imperial Perks are OP because they aren't, but if you play a tank, they sure are nice. Personally, I've changed my mind about playing an Orc, and I'm now going to be an Imperial on the Ebonheart Pact instead of an Orc on the Ebonheart Pact. And the reason being is with perks like Condition, raises your max stamina by 4%, Red Diamond, melee attacks have a 10% chance to restore 2 health, and Tough, which increases your max health by 4%, those alone are pretty nice. There's also Shield Affinity, which increases your experience gains in the one-handed and shield skill line by 15%, but once you reach the endgame, that's really not a big deal. It's the other 3 that are really nice. Between last week's episode and today, I put out an additional 2 videos on ESO. One of them was a short video about the public dungeons. The second was a beginner's guide to crafting that will teach you everything you need to know to get started. I've also made a supplement to it that goes more in depth on the enchanting system and specialized crafting. Keep an eye on the site or subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you get notified when it's released. We're still waiting on that pesky embargo drop before we can put it out to the public. Finally, I want to remind you that we are currently running a contest and will be giving away 10 copies of Elder Scrolls Online on March 1st. Make sure to sign up. All you have to do is go to the contest page and be a registered user on our site and opt in. That's it for this week. Thanks for joining. If you like this episode, remember to like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you'll be notified when we release more videos. And tell a friend while you're at it. You can also find me on Twitter at Grakulen, Grakulen. Make sure to let me know in the comments or on social media what you'd like to know about in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.